All right, so we're starting to tick up, so we'll just go ahead and get started here with my regular spiel. Thank you all so much for being here for another AMS Weather Band webinar. We're really excited to have the third in our instrumentation series and to have Maximum Weather Instruments here to talk with us today. We're really thrilled that you guys are here with us. So we've got Joe and Claude from Maximum Weather Instruments. If you have questions during the webinar, please put them into the Q&A and we will get to those as the presentation goes along. We'll have some time at the end for questions as well. So if you could put those in the Q&A, I'll be monitoring that. And we look forward to all of your questions. And with that, I'll hand it over to you, Joe, if that sounds good.
Yep, sounds great. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Tiernan, and a big thank you to AMS Weather Band for inviting us to be here today as part of this webinar series. We are very happy to be with you to share some information about our company, about our existing products, and as well as some exciting, innovative new products that we'll be rolling out very, very shortly. So some exciting stuff coming down the pike here. So with that, just want to start with a bit of history about Maximum. Maximum was founded in 1968 by a gentleman named Gordon White. Gordon was able to figure out how to invent sensors that would enable a wind instrument to show the current wind speed as well as the maximum high gust, hence the name Maximum. The company was born, more interest grew, and the company really started to flourish. So fast forward to 1979, Maximum was acquired by Jim Brooks, who was a longtime employee. He was able to use some new technology to expand maximum reach. From there, in 1986, a maximum distributor named Imtra purchased the company, and with more of a national reach, national partnerships, Maximum Instruments was now a major force in the industry. So now, after 35 years with Imtra, Maximum still is continuing to develop new weather products and continues to be an innovator in the market. We have a quick video here we're to show, and we'll get back to the information as soon as this is over.
There are just certain products in our lives that we enjoy seeing them staying the same. The standout aspect of Maximum is the reliability of the instruments. And that comes from simplicity of design and sticking with it. Don't jump to a fad just because everybody else wants to do something. Use the tried and true methods. And I took that philosophy and have kept that in the electronic designs that I do. That's why we, among no other competitors, have offered a 5-year warranty and been able to stick with it, because we know the stuff is designed to last and you can still make it beautiful. There's just kind of a timeless beauty. There's just something about that look. Others have tried to duplicate that look and they just haven't seemed to have had the success. They're literally handmade with designs and techniques that have been in use since the 19th century. And you just can't beat them. They just keep going and going. Now, sure, you can grab your smartphone and open it up and there'll be a barometer reading there. But 20 years from now, that smartphone isn't going to be working. But you put a Proteus or a predictor barometer on your wall, it'll be there. You'll pass it down to members of your family. We see that quite often. It's gratifying when you hear someone who's enjoyed them as a child growing up. They saw their parents use them, and they're going to continue to use them.
So yeah, that was actually Paul Hutchinson, who's been with the company now for about 40 years or so, Claude, I believe. But he's been with the company for a long time, and he's been
I believe 1981.
1981. There you go. So he's been engineering these products for many years. So it was nice to have him in that video. So Maximum principles. Maximum is an organization that has been built on principles from day one. The company, all at Maximum strive to these principles on a daily basis. First and foremost, our quality products. We don't send a product to a customer unless it has been tested and is up to our highest quality standards. It's just something that will never compromise and will never change. Customer service, we treat all of our customers with the utmost respect and will do whatever it takes to ensure customer satisfaction. We produce products that are not only functional, but are a beautiful addition to any home. Accurate and reliable instruments that can be depended on to provide information in real time in the harshest weather conditions. All of our instruments are built to last, and we want them to be handed down from generation to generation. It's just something that's always been one of the things that our customers have always provided information to us, that they've handed these down to their sons and their daughters and their families. So it's just a great feeling to see that happen. Flexibility. Over the many years, we've learned that our products need to be flexible to meet the demands and needs of the customers in many, many different locations throughout the world. And finally, all our products always, everything is and always will be made in the USA, right in New Bedford, Massachusetts. So with that, we want to go to our product line, take a look at our product categories. As we talked about before, Maximum was founded on the wind instrument, and product categories gradually expanded from there to include now include all weather conditions, including temperature, which are thermometers, pressure, which are barometers, humidity, hygrometers, rainfall, and also time and tide clocks. And coming soon, we have a new Wi-Fi product offering that we're very, very excited about. Very cool technology that Claude will take you through. I want to go ahead and turn this over to Claude now, and he will take us through some of our product offerings as well as explain that new Wi-Fi product to everybody today. Claude, you want to go ahead and take that over?
Sure. Welcome, everyone. My name is Claude. A little background on myself. I am technical services here at Maximum. I've been with the company since 1993. Basically been exposed to a little bit of everything from assembly through engineering, and sure have spoken to some of you in the past. So we're going to go over the product line. First and foremost, our wind instruments. We'll start with the Maestro and the Maestro 2S. The picture you see there is our Maestro. It's a wind speed and wind direction instrument with a mechanical gust register. The actual photograph that you see there does not have the mechanical gust register because, as Joe mentioned, our Wi-Fi based system has electronic memory. Maximum, the gust register was basically what drove Maximum to the company that it is today. Back in 1968, when Gordon White invented and patented the gust register, it was a way to record gusts on a wind instrument without any power requirements. So with the instrument being self-powered by the wind speed generator, the needle would push the gust register to the proper gust. And it was an innovation that propelled the company from a garage-based business to what it is today. Going forward, our newest design is a Wi-Fi based system where the sensors will be connecting to your home's network and open up a whole world of flexibility with our products. We're excited about that. But our Maestro displays wind speed and wind direction and highest gust. It is an instrument that is, through the history of the company, we've sold more Maestros than any other instrument, probably in any combination. It is the most popular instrument. We get calls on it all of the time. Because wind is so centralized where you can, like Paul mentioned in the video, you can look at your smartphone and you're going to get, what the airport that might be 20 miles away from you, and that information may be 15, 20 minutes delayed. Where wind, you want to know what's happening right in your backyard. And the Maestro gives you that ability. The Maestro 2S is a very similar product. The main difference is it has two scales. So as you see pictured on that particular instrument, you have 0 to 100 mile per hour scale on the outside, 0 to 160 kilometers on the inside. The Maestro 2S gives you a 0 to 40 mile an hour scale on the outside and a 0 to 20 on the inside. So when you're experiencing lower winds, the expanded scale makes it a lot easier to read. And it also gives you 20 miles an hour of additional ability to record wind in the biggest of storms. Joe, I don't think I have the ability to flip to the next slide. So next we have our Vigilant wind speed instrument. Basically, this was our very first foray into instruments, was a Vigilant back in 1968. The one picture there, you can clearly see the gust register. It is wind speed only with gust, completely self-powered. So the number 41 generator on the rooftop drives that meter. The meter drives that gust register. So it's completely self-contained. One of the most reliable instruments that you can purchase anywhere. On the Vigilant, the 0 to 100 scale, 0 to 160 scale is the standard. At times, we have customers ask about expanded scales on this particular instrument, and we can add a scale doubling so the instrument can record winds of up to 200 miles per hour. It uses the same wind speed sensor as our Maestro, and it has the ability that number 41 is virtually indestructible. One of the most robust external sensors that is available, and that sensor can easily withstand winds of up to 200 miles per hour, hoping that the installation can hold up to 200 miles per hour.
Go on to the temperature.
Yep. Yep. So moving on to the temperature instruments, we offer the instrument picture there is Criterion. It's a outside temperature instrument. Its accuracy is plus or minus 1 degree of accuracy. The Criterion measures degrees in Fahrenheit, and it also has the Celsius scale right below it. It gives you the ability of multiple location. So we can install a switch to be able to switch different temperature points in your home. Some people choose to record water temperature if they live near a lake or a body of water they want to record. Gives you the ability to record, of course, air temperature in multiple locations, whether it's inside the house, outside the house, or in a different place altogether. The Criterion is very closely related to the Minimax. Our Minimax thermometer is basically the same circuitry for temperature, same accuracy, plus or minus 1 degree, but it gives you the ability to record high and low temperatures. So it has 2 switches, a reset and a high and low, so you can jump from low and high temperatures. Because most of the time when you have a thermometer, you're not there looking at the extremes. And so it's nice to have the ability to record. And we have many customers that will, on a daily basis, log that information so that they keep a record of what's happening at their home. Joe, next one.
Yep.
Back in 1985, Maximum started offering digital instruments as well. There was a request by many, and back in the mid 80s, really began the digitalization of electronics, and we developed the Mystic and also the Merlin and Rainwatch, for that matter, to record wind speed, wind direction, temperature, and rain, and barometric pressure. So the Mystic is a dual function instrument. It records outside temperature and barometric pressure. Being a weather processor, it has circuitry with a microprocessor, gives us a lot of flexibility with that particular instrument, giving you the ability to record not only the current temperature, high temperature, low temperature, It also can calculate the wind chill when it's tied into one of our wind speed sensors. And being a multifunctional processor, we added the barometer in there to give you a very accurate barometer, plus or minus 0.08 of an inch in accuracy. So it gives you the full functionality of a barometer. So along with the current barometric pressure, gives you the high barometric pressure, low, and the rate of change, which I'm sure all of you well aware. Best way to see oncoming storms and what the weather will be doing in the short term. The Mystic also has, being digital, the worry was always, if you lose power, do you lose any of the memory? It has built-in memory that can last up to 10 years. So if you had a power outage, you moved, it will retain those highs and lows until you manually reset that. It is along with the Mystic and the Rain Watch, basically you can get the functionality of 6 instruments and basically in 3. Going to our analog barometers, we have our Proteus barometer pictured here, which is the highest quality barometer that we manufacture. It is a French movement that is temperature compensated. It is a plus or minus 0.08 of an inch in accuracy. The range is 27.5 to 31.5 inches of mercury. The inside scale measures in kilopascals that can also be easily converted to millibars. The Proteus barometer is highly accurate, and we can course adjust that particular mechanism to go up to about 10,000 feet of elevation. So just about anyone in the world can use that barometer. The mechanism is very stout. We get them back for calibration at times that were originally built in the 70s, and its accuracy is amazingly consistent, no matter how old that barometer is. And it is by far my favorite instrument. I just love the aesthetics and how well it responds to just about anything you can throw at it. The Predictor is basically the Proteus's little brother. Again, very accurate, not quite as accurate as the Proteus. The stated accuracy is plus or minus 0.16. In reality, when we manufacture these, really, we hold it to a standard of plus or minus 1/10 of an inch. It's something that if the calibration ever falls, we do all of our calibration and we can service all the instruments here. So every single barometer that we build, whether it's a Proteus, Predictor, or even a Mystic, they get 100% inspection. And when we verify the calibration, we calibrate the calibration every 5/10 of an inch. So from 28.5 through 29 inches, all the way through 31.5 inches of mercury, we verify that it's within calibration at all those points, making it very, very reliable, because the aneroid barometers are by nature, not much can go wrong with them if they're built well. We give every mechanism a thorough visual inspection and then run in our barometric pressure chamber. So we're very confident with every barometer and every instrument, for that matter, that we sell, that it's going to stand up to any environment that you put onto it.
And just one thing about barometers, it's probably one of our most popular sale items. One of the reasons is because you don't need any power. You put it in your house and it just works. There's no setup. So that's one of the great things about barometers.
Moving on to our humidity instruments, we basically have 2 different humidity instruments currently. We have the Stratus pictured here, which is an outdoor humidity instrument. It uses a solid state sensor. It is very accurate and reliable. Humidity may be the most difficult sensor that we have to measure accurately. It took us a long time to find a sensor that we were comfortable with that would accurately measure outdoor humidity and be reliable. Those two things aren't always synonymous with each other when dealing with humidity. There's so many different factors that go into measuring humidity. Once we found this sensor that we're using, we developed the Stratus, which is some of you that are maximum aficionados may remember the Sensor, which had a very similar look to the Stratus, but used a different sensor. And once we found the sensor and developed the Stratus, it opened up a whole new other doors for us. So to a point where we're currently in development, we are going to be developing a digital version of a humidity instrument that will also be able to record dew point and heat index. So we're very excited about the ability of recording humidity in the future. Our other analog instrument is a comfort minder. Our comfort minder is also analog, completely self-powered, so there are no wires, no power. It uses mechanical mechanisms to record the humidity and temperature indoors. Sometimes we get asked, can these be used outdoors? And the answer is, of course. Assuming that you do shelter them some, they can certainly be used outdoors as well. Now, when you're dealing with outdoors, you also have the issue of contaminants in the air affecting the beautiful finish of our instruments. But that aside, the comfort minder is a very flexible instrument because it can be used anywhere. So we have people that use them in their wine cellars or their greenhouses or piano room or right in their kitchen. So it's a great instrument because it is so flexible with installation and so easy to use. Our rainfall instruments, again, we developed the RainWatch back in the mid 80s to go with our Merlin and our Mystic. RainWatch, we use a NWS style rain collector, and which is a tipping bucket rain collector. Very accurate. The RainWatch can measure from 1/100th of an inch to 99.99 inches of rain. It's easily user selectable to change into centimeters or millimeters using a switch in the back. Like our Merlin and Mystic, there's a 10-year backup on the RainWatch data. So if you were to have to power down or lose power during a storm, it retains that last memory. The RainWatch also has the ability to, if you were to miss some rainfall count, you can easily add any total using the switches on the bottom. So with a few clicks of the switch, if you miss a couple of inches of rain, you can add that total to the RainWatch and keep on going and with your historical data. I have one of these in my home, and one of my favorites for my family. They love to know how much it rained, and they love to know how much it's rained through the year. So I keep mine on a monthly basis, and then I reset my total on a yearly basis, and it gets a lot of usage at my home based on everybody's curiosity, because you can see it rain and the intensity of the rain at times, and it's hard to really know how much actually fell in that particular location until unless you're recording it with some device. And the RainWatch is a great way to record rain. We have our time and tide instruments. Again, analog. They're quartz movements. They are run by a single AA battery. Single AA battery will keep the clock running for over a year. We always make the recommendation that customers change their batteries on a yearly basis, maybe during daylight savings, just as good practice. but our tide clock is one of our most popular instruments. It's an East Coast tide clock, so the Atlantic tides average 12 hours and 25 minutes, and that's what that clock is based on. Basically, the full revolution takes 12 hours and 25 minutes. The Harbor Master is available in silver and black dial. One's best time to set a tide clock is at high tide or low tide, because you get less error that way. 12 hours and 25 minutes is an average, and over a 28-day period, that usually proves to be true. So not to introduce a few more errors, is always best to set any tide clock right at a high tide or a low tide. Our meridian clock is a time clock, and it's very traditional, very accurate, plus or minus a minute per year clock. Again, like the Harbor Master, we recommend replacing the battery once a year. And it's just a good old-fashioned clock that just keeps on ticking. It is very reliable and a beautiful clock. It's timeless. It's the timeless look that just when you look at it, you get a nostalgic feeling. Again, another one of my favorites, only because I'm a big fan of looking at a clock to get the time, and not necessarily the phone or I don't wear a watch. So I have clocks all over, and really appreciate clocks. It's so everybody has their little hobbies and idiosyncrasies, and mine is clocks. I just love clocks. Back when we wanted to combine time and tide, and we had a time and tide clock back in the early 80s. That was the mechanical time and tide. Due to constraints on when we always try to make all our instruments match with each other. It's important that we have customers that will purchase an instrument 20 years ago, and then 20 years later decide that they want to add something to it. Unfortunately, to make a mechanical time and tide would meant that we'd have to go to dome glass, because the clearances that we just couldn't get anything to fit. In order to keep the look the same, we decided to do a digital time and tide clock. So that's where the Cronus came into development. Again, a very accurate time clock, digital readout, so really easy to read whether it's day or night. Extremely accurate. It is, like the Meridian, plus or minus 1 minute per year, usually even better than that. And the tide runs off the clock. Pretty easy to set, has backup memory, so you lose power, comes back on. You don't have to set anything. It automatically adjusts the daylight savings time and back. So it's basically set it up, put it on your wall, and it works indefinitely. Been asked in the past why we didn't make this clock an atomic clock. And the answer to that is we use a solid brass case on all of our instruments, and the atomic signal isn't reliable enough to get through that casing and the electronics. So we found the very best electronic clock module and installed it in this Cronus. And it is, we've had our prototype running in our office since day one, which I believe we developed this clock back around 2001 or 2002, and it hasn't missed a beat. It is all of our everyone in here comes in and leaves based on that clock. It is probably the most looked at instrument in our office, and we have a lot of instruments in our office. And all of our instruments, we went over individual instruments. We have they're all individually, they're all great, and when you combine them to create a weather station, that's when the weather comes to life. When you have all the information right in front of you, there's nothing like it. You can use the combinations to create anything from a 2 to 6 instrument station. We try to offer as much flexibility as possible to be able to have the 2 and 3 instruments available in oak or mahogany. We even have an unfinished panel available so that you can stain it to match your own home decor. They can be mounted on a 2 and 3, either vertically or horizontally. We have a 4 instrument inline panel that is relatively new also. And then we have our square slash rectangular panels that can hold up to 6 instruments. Our stations are extremely popular because they kind of take a little of the guesswork away from choosing what would be best for everyone. So we have pre-configured stations that are thoughtfully thought out, but some people decide to basically arrange them in with different instruments. Very flexible. Where our customer service is second to none. Basically, we're a phone call away or a few clicks of the mouse away from basically creating anything that you need. Here we have our sensors, our different sensor arrays. The first sensor, the wind speed sensor, that's our bread and butter. That wind speed sensor is used worldwide for wind assessments. It is one of the most reliable sensors for wind speed that you can purchase anywhere. Its bearings are made out of a beryllium copper. It takes basically on the normal wind conditions of average of 10, 11, 12 miles per hour, it would take 20 years for that bearing to wear out. So, and even when the bearing wears out, the sensor continues to work, the electronics continues to work. That's when it falls beyond the 2% accuracy spec. So that's barely noticeable on a residential site. On a commercial logger, that's usually when they get replaced if they need a higher level of accuracy. But it is an unbelievable sensor that's really built to last, as all of our sensors. But the wind speed sensor in particular is really second to none. But we offer the sensors for all of our instruments, replacement sensors. We have customers that use them for their own logging ability and to create their own data collection. And so, again, whatever is needed, we're always there to help our customers with whatever they need, whatever questions need to be answered. And just to talk a little bit about our Wi-Fi that we've mentioned a couple of times. We've had many products in the past, and we always try to innovate. We're always trying to make things easier for our customers to install and bring technology whenever we can. There are many products out there, computer products, that have wireless ability and Wi-Fi ability and internet connectivity, but not many have the same look that we do. Our customers want the look that we can provide, and they're continuously asking for a little more innovation. And we had the ability to create this Wi-Fi based system to engineer it basically from the ground up. We had a wireless instrument that was based on a 900 megahertz radio. Unfortunately, the transceiver became obsolete, and we started thinking about how can we make it better based on feedback that we've had from our customers. And that's where the birth of the Wi-Fi system came. And basically, you have a Wi-Fi sensors transmitter where all of the external sensors connect to the Wi-Fi transmitter. You can see that it's label number 4 on that photo. So that interface connects to your home Wi-Fi through a captive portal. You then have an instrument interface. So for every location where you'd like a weather instrument, as long as you have the same Wi-Fi network, you can connect another station with a Wi-Fi interface, and they communicate with each other. So we have you have the ability to have multiple stations in multiple part of the house or different instruments. It also gives you the ability to tie into Weather Underground through the captive portal. If you have a Weather Underground account, the interface will automatically upload your information so that you have your own personal weather site on Weather Underground. So you have the ability to monitor your weather anywhere you'd like. That was something that was important to a lot of our customers, and we are very close to making it available to everyone. We have been testing for a long time. We are completely satisfied with its performance and think it's going to be a very worthwhile addition to our product line. I believe with this, I'm going to hand it over to Joe, and he's going to talk a little more about some of our customer installations and what we're all about.
Yep. Thanks, Claude. Yep. Installation, going back to what we talked about as far as flexibility, as you can take a look at these photos, there are just many different places that sensors can go onto the roof. So what we've developed is different mounting possibilities and different brackets that we can offer. If you look at the pictures there, there's a chimney, there's a mount on top of the roof. So that's one of the things that we really can help with as far as installation. If a customer calls, we get calls all the time, basically asking us if they take pictures, can you tell us exactly what the best place would be? So that's always something that we are ready and available to do, is help with explaining where the most accurate readings will come from installation. So with that, we'll just go to the summary, just to summarize what we talked about over the past 40 minutes. Maximum is just totally committed to create the highest quality, most accurate and reliable products available, and provide the best customer service in the business. It's just something that we've always strived to do. And one of our main goals is to have our instruments be enjoyed by families and also be functional and a beautiful part of a home in addition to a home. So with that, just wanted to wrap it up. We have another video, but also just wanted to say thank you to everybody for taking some time out of your day to listen to us. And we'll be ready to take any questions after the video. And thank you. Appreciate it.
What do you want to surround yourself with? We make choices every day on the objects that fill our lives. In a fast-paced world, well-crafted things become even more valuable. Maximum was founded in 1968 by a gentleman who was absolutely considered far from ordinary. He had a passion for analog instrumentation. Everything we create is designed with form and function in mind. The weather instruments are handcrafted here in New Bedford, Massachusetts by people who have been doing it for many years. We build a very reliable, accurate instrument, and we stand behind it like no other company. One of the things we hear from our customers is that the instruments give them a story to tell to their friends and family. It's a piece of artwork with function. We love to hear our story passed down through generations. A lot of people today are buying them because they were either in their parents' home or their grandparents' home, and they look back at them now as something nostalgic, that they don't see that often. Our commitment is to keep making products that allow you to live a life that's far from ordinary.
Great. Thank you both so much for that fantastic presentation. We really appreciate it. We did have a couple questions that came in. So let's see, the first one, on the rain watch, you mentioned being able to adjust the reading. And you mentioned adding tips, but can you adjust it backwards if you over measure?
You certainly can. The ability to enter any number that you can is easily done. So you can basically, with a few strokes of the switch, you can go to any number that you desire. So if it over added, you can certainly change the number to something that was previous, or you can go forward. So yes, that the answer to that is a yes.
Great. We love yes answers. Will you be able to support the Citizens Weather Observer program on your Wi-Fi system at some point?
That's a difficult question to answer because a lot will depend on how popular that will be. So again, you love the yes answers. I do also, but that one is a maybe. That's something that we can certainly bring it up with Paul Hutchinson, our engineering, and see if that's something that we can provide with the Wi-Fi system. So we are ready to launch, and we're just hoping now that once we launch, all the installation instructions are all ready to go. And then we're definitely going to be looking to provide more support and different. We've been asked by some testers about other systems as well. So that is something that we're hoping that we can provide in the future.
Fantastic. Yeah, there are so many great connections. I was excited to see the Weather Underground partnership already, and
Yep.
it'll be really interesting to see where these connections go with that system. So the third question, is there a way to capture the data from the Wi-Fi network? I would like to store the data in a database on a local PC.
Initially, that will not be possible, but that is something that may very well happen in the future. Our previous weather stations that have been able to interface with programs have had weather logging capability. It hasn't always been popular with our customers, but we have that technology available, and we've done it in the past. So similar to the previous question, it's one of those. The answer to that is if our customer base is interested in that, I don't see a reason why that can't happen because the technology is already there based on we've done that previously.
Great, that's fantastic to hear that you've already have that experience. So if it's requested, then it can be added. That's really exciting. Right. So I guess that for us does it for today. Just thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. If you have further questions, they will be answered. They can be answered in the WeatherBand online community. So please join us over there to continue the conversation. But thanks again for coming, and a huge thank you to Maximum Weather Instruments for this great run through on all these amazing products. And we look forward to seeing where the Wi-Fi system especially goes in the future. So thank you again.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
It was great. Yep. Thanks.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody, and come on over and see us in the WeatherBand community. We look forward to continuing the conversation there. That's at amsweatherband.org. So thanks again, and have a great day, everybody.